Well, as promised, I told you I would bring up a new video, which we're calling part 2 of the saga of the Foyota, which is a strange and unusual vehicle that I've created from a Toyota landcruiser and old Ford pickup parts. So we'll head up to the hill by the house there, and I'll give you a little overview of what goes on. Well, we might have caught a little air there at the end. Anyway, take the camera from the wooden bracket I put on the tripod so that we can get a closer look at what we're doing here. You can see in the cockpit here we have a handbrake from a Model A Ford, and pretty much in here is what I showed you last time, I think. So let's take a little look at what else is going on. Because now we have the engine running, so we'll be able to take a look in here and listen to it. What we have is a standard Toyota, what they call a 2F. I think it was introduced in '74. This one is a '79. It's somewhere around 248 cubic inches, very much like a Chevrolet overhead 6-cylinder engine, except with metric bolts and all. Has, as you can see here, the power steering. The carburetor is a Chinese knockoff that I got from Amazon for $64, and so you'll hear about that in a second. But the brake master cylinder, I couldn't use the factory Toyota because there just was no room for it with the location of the carburetor of this engine and the narrow firewall that the Ford had. So we went with a master cylinder from a mid-60s Mustang, and built an air cleaner from a mid-60s Ford pickup up gap there with a Fiat element in it. So the device here alongside the carburetor, when I first got this Chinese carburetor, the float needle would stick every so often. Usually when I'm coming out of the lumber yard or the hardware store or something, and I've got an audience and I get in it, give her a crank, and it was starved for fuel. The needle was stuck in the closed position, so I'd come out and whack on it with the end of a crescent wrench. That got old, and it only happened, 5 or 6 times. But I decided to rig up this, what I call my emergency pulse start handle here. It's not how most people would fix it, but I didn't feel like getting into this otherwise just assembled carburetor, messing with it. So I've got this handle here. Maybe you can hear it when and by pulling on that handle, I have actuated this hammer. So when this rod is connected to that line. So it just whacks against the needle and seat, frees it up, starts right up after that. But of course, once I got that all rigged up, it seems to have, the parts seem to have worn in alongside each other in such a way that it no longer seems to need it. So it's just there, just in case. So let's see. What can we show you here? I can show you kind of a clean burning 6, pretty smooth running. I guess you can hear that anyway. The bumper is the original that was still attached to the frame on from the 79 wagon. Tailgate, of course, Ford. The box came from the pickup truck that I converted into a woody wagon that just sat down in the lower 40 there for just the parts, sitting on sawhorses. The fenders, as you might know if you're involved in old Fords, those aren't the correct fenders from this pickup box. These are from a 3/4 ton International from the mid-50s, and so they needed a little extension down the bottom. That worked out. Let's see, come around here, and I think that pretty much covered here. The fuel tank is in this wooden box that's in the back. It's standard size, about 17-gallon aluminum fuel tank, but I'd have to pull my tripod off to get to show it to you. So anyway, these originally had a metal-clad wood floor in them, but I just added some wood on top of that just to extend the life of it. Let's see, I think I will head back down the hill, take a quick loop around the property here, and from that point we'll just head back to the old garage. Enough of this nonsense. Hope I haven't put anybody to sleep yet. Might by the time we get down there. Junkyard. Everybody gotta have one of them. I don't know if you can see the panel truck there. It's probably a future project. Plow that I built for my skid steer. You see a little snow on the plow, but that's unusual. Well, about as good as it gets for the old tractor around here. Thank you for watching, and we'll be seeing you again. Got a few more since I resurrected my YouTube channel. Thank you.